What has happened to the Jordan Montgomery market? It is collapsing before our very eyes. The Rangers, according to Ken Rosenthal, we'll dive into this, may not happen at all. The Boston Red Sox seem like a great fit, but maybe not a good fit with the philosophy from that front office at the moment. So who's left? After the two teams that we all assumed would be the favorites to get Jordan Montgomery, Texas certainly get their RSN stuff together and get him locked in. The Boston Red Sox, you've got his wife up there going to school. So there's a nice geographical connection, and the Red Sox need an ace. Jordan Montgomery would certainly be that ace, but we don't have anything good on Jordan Montgomery in his market at the moment. First with the Red Sox. Alex Spire reporting that the Red Sox don't seem interested in pursuing long-term deals with Jordan Montgomery. And that's the piece here. Jordan Montgomery is entering the free agent market where his value should be at his highest. So he's not taking a short-term deal. And the Red Sox don't want to do a long-term deal. Then with the Texas Rangers, this coming from The Athletic, a reunion between the Rangers and Jordan Montgomery remains on hold, perhaps even out of reach. Out of reach because, maybe the Rangers find a financial solution for their RSN this season, but not for the seasons to come. So big question marks surround Jordan Montgomery and the teams where he could land. And this is supposed to be the best time for him to hit the market because he comes off a playoff experience, a playoff run with the Rangers that bolstered his value and took it to a place that many may not have expected it to be. He was one of the best free agents available in the market. He was certainly one of the best pitchers that you could go out and grab. But to this point, nobody has been able to lock in Jordan Montgomery. And was there a mistake? Was he waiting for the Rangers? Was Scott Boras waiting for the Rangers or waiting for something else? And now we're getting to the point where maybe they waited for too long. What does he want? Jordan Montgomery aiming to top the 172 that Aaron Nola received from the Phillies. Now, I argue that that is not a completely unreasonable ask. The Blake Snell ask was the unreasonable one, 270 for 9. That's not an unreasonable ask, but it's hard to get there when you don't have the market. Again, getting back to the Boston Red Sox, the fact that the Red Sox just don't want to do more than 2 or 3 years on a deal kills them. And Jordan Montgomery should not take a 2 or 3 year deal. We take a look at this Red Sox rotation. It's a match made in heaven. It's perfect. Jordan Montgomery is the ace. Jordan Montgomery adds some legitimacy to this rotation that right now I don't think can compete. Andrew Bailey or not, I don't think this rotation can compete at a high level in the American League East. Just go look at the other rotations. It doesn't stack up. So Boston's in a weird spot. The Texas Rangers, again, now it looks like the deal is maybe, we know it's on hold, maybe out of reach. And look at this rotation. I mean, we're talking about teams that have a desperate need for Jordan Montgomery. If Nate Eovaldi gets hurt, John Gray gets hurt, God, I hope it's during a soft part of the schedule, because what are you going to do with this rotation? It gets thin real quick as soon as one of these guys goes down. And you know it's coming. Now, what are you getting with Jordan Montgomery? Why? Is he maybe flawed? Is there some underlying metrics that would say, wait a minute, we got to pull back here? Not really. You know, the Cody Bellinger thing is you've got some metrics that are, creating some pause. Not really with Jordan Montgomery. Look at this. Pitching run value, 93rd percentile. The fastball run value, 94th percentile. The breaking ball, 71st percentile. Off-speed run value, okay, that is below league average. But that breaking run value at 71st percentile, think of it this way. If you were using the whole OPS plus, that would be a 121. He's 21 points above league average. So really, there is no reason to pause or hesitate here. Jordan Montgomery needs to be on one of these teams that has I'll say it, desperate need for what he provides. So where could he go? If we are not going to have Boston, if we are not going to have the Texas Rangers in the equation, where's he going to go? Two factors we have to consider. You got to have the need. You have to be in a we got to win mode, and you have to have a rotation that's on January 30th looks a little weak. So you have to have the need. You also have to have the money. You have to have the money. We are going to compare what did they spend last year, what do they currently have projected for this year, and where are they when it comes to the luxury tax threshold? Because those three factors come into play here. So again, I got three teams. Let's take a look at the three. I'm going to spotlight all three of them. The first one is the Minnesota Twins. Yeah, the Minnesota Twins. This year, their projected luxury tax payroll is $146 million. They were at $177 million last year. Why are we saving $30 million for a team that's trying to compete in the AL Central? Again, 237. That's what that number is up in the corner. That 237 is the luxury tax threshold. So you can get Jordan Montgomery done, and you're still under last year's luxury tax payroll figure of 177. And we take a look at the rotation. Lopez, love it. Ryan, check. Bailey Ober, good. Chris Paddock, I'm afraid. Louis Varland, I think he should be in the bullpen. Yes, Jordan Montgomery, Twins. Angels, it's my second team. Currently, the Angels' projected luxury tax payroll is at $185 million. Last year, they spent $232. They came in under the threshold by a couple $100,000. So there also would not be a repeater penalty. But they could get Jordan Montgomery done and not even cross over into that first threshold. And remember, we know luxury tax thresholds at 237. Look at the rotation. Detmers, Canning, Sandoval, Anderson, Silseth. Not going to get it done. You need a number one. I argue this rotation does not have a number one. It has a guy that could be a number two in Detmers. And then it has a bunch of threes with Canning, Sandoval, and Anderson. And Silseth, who, look, if you're trying to win for Mike Trout, Chase Silseth, let's move him out of there. So the Angels are another team, financially and from a fit. And the third team is the San Francisco Giants. The San Francisco Giants are in a spot where currently they're at 194. Last year they spent 218. So you see they're in good position with that 237. Go out there and get Jordan Montgomery. Now you're going to say, well, Jim, this Webb, Stripling, Harrison, Hicks, and Wynn thing, while I don't like it, there is Cobb and Ray coming soon. Cobb's going to be ready, should be ready after the first month. Robbie Ray, middle of the season. I argue that by the time Robbie Ray gets here, do we even know if there's anything to be playing for at that point? So go get Jordan Montgomery right now, because when Robbie Ray comes back, you don't want it to be too late. And then you could put Jordan Hicks back in a spot where he's at his strength, and that's in the bullpen. I don't like Jordan Hicks in the rotation. 1 second. It's going to take away from what he does really well. Jordan Hicks isn't going to be able to throw the ball 103 miles an hour when he's starting and has to throw 80 to 100 pitches. And isn't that what makes Jordan Hicks electric? Put Jordan Hicks back in the bullpen. Add Jordan Montgomery into this rotation. Robbie Ray comes back. Alex Cobb comes back. You get stronger, and you're in a spot where you're competing with an Arizona Diamondbacks team that is on the rise and a Dodgers team that is looking to run the table this year, go undefeated. Obviously, you know I'm kidding, right? I feel like I hate that I have to say that, but I feel like I need to say that for some out there. So, Giants. So I got those three. Those are three situations. The Giants, the Angels, and the Twins. That is it for this one, everybody. I do appreciate you stopping by. Make sure to hit that like on the way out. Subscribe if you haven't. Turn those notifications on if you haven't, so you don't miss any of the upcoming content. Ballcap Nation, I salute you. Thank you guys for coming in. As always, if it's low, let it go. And if it's high, let it fly.